if you're going to study theology or philosophy, the highest things to study, you originally had to take 3 courses on rhetoric and grammar. They're called the trivium, or now the trivial courses, because there are 3 of them. And then 4 courses on material that you would use: arithmetic, music, geometry, and astronomy. The interesting thing, though, is that to understand why we do science, it actually has a religious basis. There are 3 things you have to believe before you can do science, and they're objects of belief. They're factors that you take on faith, that not all religions believe. You have to believe that the world is real. I mean, if there's not a real world, then what the heck is it you're studying? I ask other people who do quantum physics, and they give me a funny look, but most of us are realists. And you have to believe that the world is not illusion, like some Eastern religions have said. You have to believe that the world operates by laws. If you're going to find the laws of nature, you've got to assume ahead of time the laws of nature are there to be found. What gives you the idea that nature has laws? Well, the fact that we found them and it works and we can make airplanes that fly. But before we had airplanes, before we had science, whatever gave anybody the reason to believe that science was there in the first place? Other religions didn't have that belief. If lightning occurs because the god of lightning threw the lightning bolt, then you're not going to ask for any other explanation. If crops grow because the goddess of crops makes it, then you're not going to ask for any other explanation. But if you refuse to believe in nature gods, then you are free to believe in a God who is the primary cause of everything but allows secondary causes, namely the laws of nature. And if you believe in one God, then you believe that it's the same set of laws everywhere in the universe, and not that the laws in my lab are different from the laws in your lab. But that's not enough. There's a third and most important belief you have to have before you can do science, which is that I can do science and my mom will be proud of me. I can do science and somebody will pay for it. I can do science because everybody else in the room thinks that science is worth doing, because we all have a belief that the physical universe is a good thing because it was made by God, and God expresses himself in the things that he made. It was a 19th century, late 19th century Whig idea that, boy, electricity and steam engines are going to solve all of our problems. We don't need religion anymore. And these religious people who say otherwise, well, they're just getting in our way. And besides, America is being overrun by people with vowels at the end of their name, like Consolmango. Going to lower the tone of the country. We've got to keep them up, because after all, they believe in that superstitious religion that doesn't like science. And that myth was invented as a 19th century political lie to try to limit immigration into America. And it has taken hold in America so badly, but versions of it took hold in Europe. Pope Leo XIII said, what can I do to convince the world that the church is not anti-science? And incidentally, to convince the world that the Vatican, which at that point had been reduced to the area around St. Peter's, is still an independent country. I'll have a national observatory. This will show the world that the church supports science. Today, the message doesn't go to the scientists. It needs to go to the church people. There are too many church people who don't understand that the Catholic Church is the source of science, embraces science, promotes science, loves science.